Do you think there might be some negative forces at work? Is there a battle going on that you can't see? In the unseen realms where light and shadow battle for the soul, you're at the forefront, chosen for a purpose far beyond the mundane. This is the realm of spiritual warfare, a hidden conflict across dimensions where forces of darkness try to ensnare those who are enlightened from within. As a chosen one, you're both a source of hope and a target for these evil entities. Evil spirits are drawn to the purity and potential of the chosen ones because they thrive in the absence of light. Like moths to a flame, these spirits are trying to extinguish or corrupt the divine spark within you. They're hoping to derail the divine plans set forth for humanity's ascension. Your positive energy, unwavering faith, and commitment to the path of light don't just serve as a shield, they also attract these spiritual adversaries. The ancient texts that have guided humanity for centuries contain vivid accounts of battles waged beyond our sight. The story of Legion and the Swine, which is told in the Gospels of Mark, Luke, and Matthew, is a great example of this. In this story, we meet a man who is being tormented by not just one, but a whole bunch of unclean spirits. This shows us just how powerful these spirits can be when it comes to influencing the human soul. This story, where Jesus orders the legion of demons into a herd of swine, shows us that spiritual entities can transfer their influence, and marks a turning point in understanding the complex dynamics of spiritual warfare. Ephesians also sheds light on this unseen struggle. It says, "Our fight is not against people, but against the rulers, authorities, and powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." This passage shows that our struggles are not just physical. They are also spiritual. The biblical foundations aren't meant to scare you. They're meant to give you the knowledge you need to understand who your opponents really are. Knowing that the spiritual side of things is part and parcel of our lives helps us to see the shadows cast by these entities. The story of Legion and the insights from Ephesians encourage you to equip yourself with faith, wisdom, and the divine light that guides your path. As you chart your course through the twists and turns of your chosen path, these ancient scriptures serve as a guiding light, illuminating the spiritual battleground on which you stand. They remind you that the power you've been given comes with a responsibility to use your light not just for your own salvation, but as a shield against the darkness that's encroaching on our world. The challenges you face as a chosen one aren't just random. They're designed to exploit vulnerabilities, incite fear, and sow doubt in your heart. These spiritual attacks can take different forms. You might experience sudden waves of anxiety, a series of unfortunate events that seem designed to break your spirit, or even negative thoughts that don't align with your true nature. These attacks are designed to weaken your resolve, diminish your light, and prevent you from fulfilling your sacred purpose. But if you understand why you're targeted, you're already halfway to defending yourself. Knowing your part in the cosmic battle between light and dark gives you the insight to see these attacks for what they really are: proof of your importance in the big picture. It's not a sign of weakness to be susceptible to these spiritual onslaughts. It's proof of the immense power and potential that you have within you. With this knowledge in hand, you are encouraged to strengthen your spirit and develop an unshakable faith that can weather the storm. It's in the toughest moments that your light is needed most, to show others the way when they're lost. The challenges you face and the battles you fight in the unseen realms are not just personal tests. They are also critical fronts in the broader struggle for the soul of humanity. When you accept that you have your own unique challenges, you also accept the responsibility that comes with your special gifts. Just a heads up, the path of the chosen isn't easy. It's about endurance. It's a journey that's full of challenges, but they'll make your spirit stronger and help you connect with your inner strength. Each time you beat these dark forces, it not only frees your soul but also helps the light win over the darkness. As a chosen one, you are a warrior in the truest sense, using the weapons of faith, love, and light to fight against the encroaching shadows. The challenges you face are tough, but they're also what prepare you to be a catalyst for change, a vessel for divine wisdom, and a harbinger of the dawn that humanity is waiting for. When you understand why you're vulnerable to spiritual attacks, you're ready to face the darkness with courage and a bright, divine spirit. The shadowed corners of the spiritual world blur the line between what we can see and what we can't, where evil spirits lurk, ever watchful and waiting. These entities are ancient and malevolent, and they're very clever. They have a whole arsenal of deceptive tactics designed to ensnare the unwary soul. If you understand these dark forces, you can protect yourself from their influence. They want to lead you astray from the path of light and purpose, not just to torment you. Evil spirits are experts at manipulating human emotions and thoughts. They create illusions, casting shadows of doubt, fear, and despair in the minds of those they target. Like puppeteers in the dark, they play on your insecurities and unresolved pain, making your personal traumas seem bigger than they are. That's when they strike. They whisper lies cloaked in half-truths, trying to distort your perception of reality and your sense of self. They're pretty smart, too. These spirits study their targets in great detail, looking for any weaknesses and taking every chance they can to create confusion and discord. They create situations that challenge your beliefs and test your resolve, making it seem like hope is just a distant memory. They don't use brute force. They use psychological warfare to try to erode the spiritual defenses that protect the soul's radiant core. People who are chosen to be bearers of light in this world often find themselves the focus of such attacks. It's your potential to uplift humanity and your inherent goodness that they don't like. The dark entities are afraid of what you represent and what you can do to help people heal and wake up. So they use tactics to put you off, to tire you out, to make the path ahead seem impossible. They try to put you down and make you feel like you don't have what it takes to succeed in order to get in the way of you fulfilling your purpose in life. But it's by recognizing these tactics and understanding the characteristics of these malevolent forces that you'll find your strength. These spirits like to operate in the dark, but the light of awareness makes them powerless. By exposing their tactics and refusing to play along, you can take back control. Knowing how they operate is your shield, your resolve, and impenetrable armor. However, awareness alone isn't enough. To get through these challenges without being affected, you need to develop your ability to judge what's going on around you. You also need to focus on your own truth and what's important to you. The chosen ones learn to listen to their gut, which tells them things like love, hope, and that the light will always overcome the darkness. They learn to tell the difference between the voices that want to encourage and those that want to discourage. As you navigate this journey, remember that these spirits are a testament to your role in the cosmic dance. They wouldn't go after you if you weren't a threat to their goal of keeping humanity in a state of fear and ignorance. Your light, your faith, and your unwavering commitment to your spiritual journey are your best defenses against their influence. When you understand how evil spirits operate, you become a beacon of hope and a warrior of light in the spiritual battlefield. You're not alone in this fight. Right beside you are legions of light celestial beings of pure love and power ready to defend, guide, and empower. Together you are unstoppable. You are a force of divine love that darkness cannot withstand. The battle may be tough, but the light will win. Stay strong, chosen one. You're the one who'll bring in a new era, a world reborn in love and light. Labyrinths of spiritual warfare can catch unsuspecting souls off guard, but chosen ones are there to help. They stand in the vanguard, bearing the light of discernment and shields of faith. This battle is going on right now, even though we can't see it. We need to be careful because the influence of evil spirits is subtle and sneaky. It can get into our minds through little cracks in our beliefs, fears, and unresolved pain. The first step in fighting back against these influences is to recognize the signs that they're present. This is a really important task for anyone who's been chosen for a higher purpose. Emotional ups and downs, strange changes in behavior, and a general feeling of hopelessness are often signs that something spiritual is wrong. They can be caused by dark forces at work. These entities prey on vulnerability, magnifying feelings of worthlessness and isolation, attempting to sever the connection between the chosen one and their divine source. If you notice sudden outbursts of anger, a loss of interest in spiritual practices, or a feeling of being weighed down without a visible cause, it's important not to ignore these signs. That's when you need to use your powers of discernment. This is a gift from above that lets you tell the difference between a psychological problem and a genuine spiritual attack. There are lots of ways to fight back against this kind of darkness, But the most important thing is to start with the simple, powerful act of prayer. Prayer is a way of connecting with the divine. It can be a beacon of light in difficult times. It gives your spirit a boost, wraps your soul in protective grace, and connects you directly to celestial assistance. Prayer, when backed by the power of Scripture, becomes an impenetrable fortress against evil spirits. The words in Scripture are divinely inspired and imbued with healing and protection. Spiritual discernment, the ability to see beyond the veil and understand the true nature of influences on your spirit, is something you develop through a deep, personal relationship with the divine. It means tuning into that quiet voice inside, that nudge of intuition that steers you clear of trouble and towards safety. You can develop this discernment through meditation, prayer, and studying sacred texts. These practices connect you with the divine source and enhance your inner wisdom. But recognizing and warding off these dark influences is just the start. It also covers active protection and spiritual maintenance. It's also helpful to have a community of people you can turn to for support and guidance on your spiritual journey. Practicing spiritual cleansing and shielding techniques like sage smudging, crystal protection, and visualizing a shield of light around you can help keep your spirit resilient against intrusion. It's impossible to overstate the power of positive affirmations and declarations of faith. Affirming your alignment with the light and your inviolability to dark forces reinforces your spiritual armor. When you speak these words with conviction and faith, they have a powerful effect on the spiritual realms, deterring malevolent entities. No matter what, you're never alone in this spiritual battle. There are celestial beings of incredible power and purity who are ready to offer you their strength, wisdom, and protection. Just ask for their help, and they'll be there. Or you? The path of the chosen is full of challenges, but it is also marked by divine protection, guidance, and the unassailable power of the light. As you navigate this journey, remember that the light within you is a guiding force, attracting the help, protection, and guidance you need along the way. Dealing with evil spirits is just one part of your journey. It shows how strong you are and what an important role you play in the divine plan. Stay strong, chosen one. Your light is needed in this world. You're helping to transform it with every act of faith, every prayer, and every step taken in the service of the light. The shadowed valleys of spiritual warfare whisper ancient battle secrets through silence, with chosen ones navigating the mists of unseen conflicts. In this context, having an oasis to turn to when you're facing challenges on your own is really important for staying resilient. The power of shared experiences and the strength gained from unity can help heal the wounds caused by invisible adversaries. It's at these gatherings that stories of overcoming darkness are shared, like torches passed from one person to the next, lighting the way for those behind them. Community isn't just about support. It's about transformation, too. It offers a collective shield against forces that seek to isolate and overwhelm the spirit. Just picture a circle of light, formed by people whose hearts beat in unison and whose intentions are aligned with the highest good. This circle is more than just a metaphor. It's a real sanctuary where we can share and support each other through spiritual attacks. When we come together, whether in person or through digital connections, we strengthen our souls. It's a reminder that you're not alone in your struggles. You're not the only one who's faced the darkness and come out on top. At these meetings, people share their knowledge, talk about different approaches, and discuss the importance of staying alert and protecting yourself. Anath. Our key strategy in the fight against spiritual attacks is engaging with scriptures and spiritual wisdom. These old texts, from the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, the Quran, or other sacred writings, give us insights into what is meant by good and evil. They also give us guidance on how to navigate the tumultuous waters of spiritual conflict. They include the experiences of people who have been through this before, giving tips, warnings, and motivation. Studying these texts reveals the principles of spiritual warfare, the tactics of the enemy, and the strategies for defense and victory. It's hard to overstate how important it is to dive deep into these wells of wisdom. They contain not just the history of spiritual conflict, but also the weapons needed to withstand the onslaught. When you think about these words, reflect on what they mean, and put their teachings into practice in your daily life, you're building a shield around your spirit to protect it from attacks. They show us how to spot when bad things are trying to influence us and give us prayers and incantations that can banish darkness. But scriptures and spiritual wisdom do more than just protect and fight back. They also give people a sense of purpose and remind them of their higher calling. They help us see the struggle not as a burden, but as a sacred duty, an essential part of the journey towards enlightenment and service. They show us that the challenges we face are not just minor setbacks, but chances to grow, strengthen our faith, and demonstrate our dedication to the light. This journey is made stronger by the support of the community and the guidance of spiritual texts, which together form a powerful defense against spiritual attacks. It gives you the courage to face challenges head-on, and the knowledge you need to stay strong when things get tough. This two-pronged approach, drawing on the collective strength of the community and the wisdom of the ancients, ensures that the chosen ones can not only survive the attacks but also emerge from them stronger, wiser, and more determined to fulfill their divine missions. As you navigate the complexities of spiritual warfare, remember that the key to overcoming lies not in isolation, but in connection. This can be to others who share your path or to the timeless wisdom that lights the way. Together you're unstoppable. You're a team of light bearers standing strong against the shadows. Draw inspiration from the experiences of those who have walked this path before. Let the wisdom of the ages give you a boost, and let the strength of your community support you. Together, we have the power to achieve great things. Wisdom is a great protection. And with faith, we can achieve victory. As we stand at the threshold of unseen realms, where the fabric of our reality is interwoven with threads of spiritual conflict, we can see just how significant the journey we've embarked upon really is. The stories we hear in the dark corners of our lives, about struggles fought in the silence of the spirit, urge us to be more aware and prepared. You, the chosen ones, navigating through this light and darkness, are reminded of the armor you possess. It's armor forged from the very essence of your faith and spiritual strength. This journey, which is full of challenges and successes, requires not just attention, but also a strong dedication to your inner light. It's a path that calls for warriors of the spirit, people who know their divine mission and are ready to face the challenges ahead. Your battles may be unseen, but they're just as real as the earth beneath your feet. Your strength comes from the unwavering faith you have in yourself. Remember, the light you carry within is a beacon, capable of piercing through the deepest shadows. It guides you, but it also illuminates the path for others who walk beside you. After the storm, take a moment to reflect. Remember that victory is not just a possibility, but a certainty for those who believe. The sources you have at your disposal: scriptures, ancient wisdom, and the shared experiences of those who have walked this path are tools to guide your steps, fortify your spirit, and remind you that you are never alone in this fight. As we close this chapter, the call goes out, reaching deep within you. Share your stories, your wins, and your challenges. When you share, you find strength. If you need more help, check out the wisdom that's already been shared and use the resources provided. Together we are stronger, wiser, and more victorious. This isn't the end, it's just the beginning. It's time to step forward into the great unknown, armed with the knowledge that you are a beacon of light in a world that needs your illumination. This isn't just a battle you're fighting, it's a battle you're going to win. Stand tall, chosen ones, because you're the harbingers of dawn in a night that's trying to swallow the light. Your journey is proof of the power of the Spirit, and it's an invitation to the world to rise, to awaken, and to step into the light of a new day.